All right, what we got here today, back on that Superman from last night. Still a totally badass cover. I love it. I'm going to get back into comic books, I think. I'm going to just start picking them up whenever I can. I got really heavy into them a few years ago, back when I was about, 15 was when I started collecting heavy. I moved Big Jidge's collection, which we're going to talk about here eventually. I've been trying to get him down here. He has a back issue, so it's a little hard to get together sometimes because he's getting up there in years. But we're going to get together, I promise, very soon and discuss comic books. And I'm really excited about that, to get that history. And there's a really early you-know-who movie there. And I just thought that was cool. Found that in the collection when I was going through with Allie, my son. We're going through some VHS this week. I hooked up his VCR for him that I got at an estate sale for him for $2. This is the walk around with the fighting Falcon F-16. This is a Squadron signal. Again, last night I touched on this briefly, but it was kind of late at night and I was really, really tired. I don't know what I was thinking when I started that video last night, but here's the Centurion in action. This is the Armor number 13, Squadron Signal Publications again, and the U.S. battleships. Last night's 3 or 4 minute video, I kind of went over the interiors a little bit. We're not going to do that today, though, because I want to focus on these ones today. And look how beautiful the sheen is on these guys. Look at that. You know how beautiful that is? That is how big George's comic collection was that I was just kind of referencing. When I first started collecting comics, I cut my teeth on his collection, which was from about 1959 until 1993. I sold them out pretty much my senior year. 93, there was still, or no, I take that back. It would have been 92, 93, and 94. It was about 3 years. There were 40 long boxes. Each box held between 350 and 420. 425, I think, comic books tightly packed in there. No bags, no boards, and they all looked just like that. I remember some of my earliest memories of comic books were George's when I was like 3 or 4, going over to their house because his wife Brenda and my mom Brenda are best friends to this day. And I remember seeing stacks of Detective Comics and Marvel, Spidey, and the giant oversized Treasury editions from the 70s, and they all looked like that. Shiny, glossy, beautiful, beautiful printed goodness. Little girl's going to help me today again, it looks like. So let me put on my Mr. Rogers sweater, because I can put this on and she won't hurt me whenever she does what she's about to do, because I know she's going to. She's sitting there waiting for me to sit down and begin. I want to get through these today, though, because we're going to move on to some other things this afternoon. Hopefully, I got all my yard work done yesterday, and today we'll hopefully be able to cover paperbacks. I'm moving some stuff around in my den, library / office / place where I'm going to hang out at. Whoa, little girl, it's slippery up there. Okay. Oh, I love her. Good morning, Boo. Good morning to you. Yes. I had my coffee this morning, huh? Daddy's up and early and ready to go. Yeah. I love you. Bella Boo, I just love you. Yes, I do. Good girl. We've had a pretty eventful morning so far. Well, I don't know. Maybe that'll work like that for a second. We'll see how the audio sounds. I don't have a holder. This is all kind of new, so maybe if this works, I don't know. Maybe it won't work. This is the F-86 Sabre. Okay. There you go. And the MiG-15 Faggot, and the Hawker Hunter, the story of 3 of the classic jet fighters of the 1950s. Legends of the Air #1 by Stuart Wilson. Original illustrations by Juanita Franzi and John Allen. Again, they're beautifully illustrated, okay? And they're all like that. I want to get close-ups on stuff, so this isn't going to work for me today. Boo-boo. I'm going to move this other chair out, honey, so you can go down there if you wish, okay? Yeah? Are you Daddy's girl? I just love her. Yeah, I just love her. She's a good girl, huh? Yeah. That's my boo-boos. Little Bella Boo. That's Daddy's girl. What are you doing? All right, we're going to grab this, and we're going to turn it around. And here we go. There again, beautiful color interiors on this one. And we're going to move on to the fighters of World War II Volume 1. Aerodata International, Squadron Signal Publications, once again with the logo. Beautifully bound, okay, shiny, glossy, goodness. Here's the back. Some of these I'll wipe down, you know, a little bit. I'll clean them up and make sure they're not dusty or anything. But that's about it. I don't alter anything by any way, shape, or form. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Here we go with Mig Alley by Larry Davis. Squadron and Signal Publications. There you go, Moose. Good girl. Are you going to help Daddy? Yeah. You want to help Daddy? You know what I'm saying? These books are just beautiful. They get me so cranked just looking at them, you know? I wanted to go into the Air Force when I was younger. I really did. I was really ready to do it. And then when it came to that running, you know, I realized I wasn't getting enough oxygen to my brain. I was getting dizzy, and it had to do with this blood clot, this blood disorder that I have. I always finished what I called middle of the pack whenever we would run in basketball when we were, you know, kids in high school. There's Modern U.S. Fighters, Volume 1. Aerodata International, Squadron Signal Publications. And yeah, I'd finish middle of the pack all the time, no matter how hard I tried, no matter how much I practiced. And running, I did want to go out for cross country as well. They courted me every year. I'd get an invite, you know, and I just couldn't do it as much as I wanted to. Anytime I would train and start running, I'd get dizzy, and it couldn't figure out why. And then I threw my first really bad blood clot when I was 23. Like I think I'd thrown a few before that, not knowing that's what they were. And then when I was 23, my arm swelled up after a 4-mile walk that day. I walked 4 miles that day. They said I could have died on the walk if the clot would have sucked back into my heart. My heart would have exploded because it was 3/4 of an inch from my heart in my, I forget what the name of that big vein is. It runs into your right arm. It's escaping me at the moment. But anywho, I digress. These books are beautiful. Boom. And then we get to some of the stuff I always love, and it is the art books. You want to see the art books too? All right. Climb up there. You going to climb up there? Is that what you're going to do? You want to climb up there? You're just going to climb up there, huh? She will just do what she wants. Hey, babe. What are you doing, love? Is that your spot today? All right. So this is a Paul Klee retrospective. And that's what I call them. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but that's what it seems like. Nicely bound, again, hardback. And I did find something kind of interesting inside this one whenever I was going through it. Harry N. Abrams, Inc., Publishers, New York. Text by Will Groman. Great Art of the Ages, Paul Klee. And I'm not sure what they call these. I was like, all right, let's see what this is, Daddy. There it is, boo. It's pretty pictures. See? You probably can't really see Bella like that, huh? But that's what it is. I just love her. Yeah. She's a good girl, boo. And there's this one. And they're not, see there? Girl with jugs. Oh, Paul. Kind of cartoony a little bit, which is kind of what I liked. When I opened it up actually right to that plate. And I was like, wow, I really dig that. It reminds me of comic book cartoony art. Funny Animal. Gru the Wanderer. Sergio Garnis. You know, here we go again. So that was kind of an interesting book, and whenever I got it, I remember that was also in there. So I believe the owner of this book went and saw the Paul Klee installation at the Cleveland Metropolitan Museum of Art. And I'm going to leave you with that. No, not that. No. No. With that. Shoot. Okay, so let's move on. So the Squadron signals are what there was a large amount of right here, and they were the air fighters, aircraft. So here we go. I'm just going to kind of go through them, and each one. This is the F-4 Phantom II in action. Oh, what you giving me love, boo? F-4 Phantom II in action by Lou Drundle. Watch your face, boo. This is from 1972. I'm not sure where these came from. Maybe someone down in the comments will tell me. And if you like these videos, hit the like button. You know, give me a little love. Slam down that follow, hit the bell, and you know, every time I put one of these up, you'll see it. It's not all going to be the same stuff. There's going to be, you know, you never know. Someday we're going to be talking about Brad Pitt in Cutting Class back in '88, or maybe Superman. Because what we're going to do next is we're going to be doing some comic book breaks. I'm going to open these bags up that came from Uncle George that are in no particular order, and we're going to discuss what's inside. It's going to be fun, and maybe at some point we'll start raffling that stuff off and giving it away if enough people say, hey, I like what this cat's doing. Let's keep it up, Big Eddie. So these here have the schematics in them. They have in-action photos. They have lots of different valuable information for the aeronautical enthusiast. Lots and lots and lots of jets, fighters, planes, airplanes, biplanes, you name it. If it flies, it's in this collection. I have stuff from NASA as well, which we'll get into later on. Maybe not today, but I know it's upstairs. F-8 Crusader in action. Squadron signal. Aircraft number 7. And I'd put these all in order the other night, so I do want to... That's sexy. I do want to keep them in order, so let's do that now. And with that simple move, boom, we're onto the F-100 Super Sabre. And there we go. I guess we'll do that right here. Here is the A-4 Skyhawk in action. Okay. These are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful magazines. The new Luftwaffe in action. Number 13. Maybe I will keep them there. It's a little better shot. Love this one. The Gunslingers in action. Aircraft number 14. Gnarly. The Swatter. Rawr. He was 19. 19. Thunderbolt. In action. In color. Focke-Wulf. FW-190. In action. Here's the B-24 Liberator in action. Something about the angles on that particular one, it almost makes it look like a UFO from that angle I was just looking at it. Here's the F-15 Eagle. Okay. Here's the P-38 Lightning. Just a lovely sheen. It's a Lou Drendel cover, 76. F-104, number 27. Starfighter in action. Bella is very angry with me because I'm not paying attention to her this morning. Here's the Messerschmitt. BF-110 Destroyer in action. Number 30. Squadron Signal Publications. The F-14 Tomcat. And just look at how beautiful that is. Do you see that, everybody? Little stress along the spine. Just from the weight of them. I think nothing more. Oh, somebody's over here. What? What are you saying? Did you go potty? You did. All right, we're going to take a break real fast, okay? Let's do it. Let's take a real fast break, okay? All right, I'll try to set this down so nothing moves. All right, let's go do it. Let's make sure she did it. Yay, Bella went to the party. Good girl, Bill. That's a really good girl. Yeah. Good girl, Bill. You made us sticky. She made us sticky. Good girls. Yeah, I know, Bill. Good girl, Bill. All right, I'm going to come back at you this way. All right, this episode is going to be brought to you by Bella's favorite, Healthy Edibles Chew Treats. And Bella approves. Boo, I got you a treat. Treat that can't be beat. What's your favorite, Boo? Ooh, makes me want to give one a chew. You want a chewy bone, Boo? Yes? Which one do you want? I'll let you pick. Go ahead, pick one, Boo. Ooh, you like that one? All right. Bella has decided. It's going to be this one? Yeah, that one? All right, there you go. I love you. Hopefully my camera work doesn't give you a stroke. Little Bella Boo, Bella Boo. That's my girl. Good girl, Boo. All right, I'm going to go back to what I was doing, okay, Boo? I love you. All right. We're back at the B25 Mitchell in action. The F-111 in action. I'm starting to recognize Lou Drendel's artwork, which is cool because it's Very cool. The F6F Hellcat in action. So these books tell you the missions that they might have been on as well. I noticed as I was going through, as well as all the designs and schematics and controls and all the usual stuff. There are stories that relate, I believe, also in here what these planes did in war. Here's the A-26 Invader in action. I can't explain to you why, but number 37 is one of my favorites. I just love the cover. I think it's because of the nose art. I'm a huge fan of. It was the thing that drew me to this collection, actually, after the first day when I went and looked at it, before I knew it was my dentist's growing up. The F5. Squadron Signal, number 38. When I was in the dentist chair, the last time we got together, we talked about whiskey. I'm a Scotch man. Whenever I do drink, or did drink, I haven't had a drink in years because of my blood disorder and the kind of medications I have to take. And I have a very intense reaction when I drink now from having no kind of a P39 tolerance anymore. I'm sorry. Pretty nice nose art on that one. The P51 Mustang special with 8 extra pages. No way. Are you serious? 8 whole pages? Very cool. Very cool. I'm going to make you wait and see about those 8 extra pages in number 45. The A-10 Warthog in action. You can almost hear the insanity in that explosion behind it. The ISBN number. 2B2C Helldiver in action. Here's the Harrier in action. Number 58. Again, another beautiful cover. The SBD Dauntless in action. Number 64. Von Greer cover. And there is another Greer cover for the F4 Phantom in action. Another 8 extra pages. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So cool. It's so cool, man. So cool. All right. And that is going to be it for the Squadron Signal Aircraft Edition. Aircraft numbers for today. And I'm going to cut this one here, I think. Well, no, I'm not. Let's see if I can go a little bit longer. Let's see if I can go a little bit longer. It didn't let me the other day, but maybe it will today. We'll see. So I'm going to set you right there. And let's let these gently the Marines, we love our Marines. I'm going to put this over here, actually, because I want to keep them stacked, see, according to size. I'm just very, very particular about that. My wife says I have some OCD, and I think every collector has some OCD. They have their particular ways. I have my particular ways. And my ways are, I like a nice uniform stack. Just like Uncle George's comics were. Everything gets compared to the George collection because he took such amazing care. Boom, Sagittarius rising. I'm real curious about this because I've seen a lot of references to it in other places. This is just a modern, but it is my birth sign. And I opened it up and read the intro, and I just thought, wow, this is something that I would really like to, I think, read. So it's another time where the cover blew me away for some reason. So I got it. It's a book everyone should read. It is the autobiography of an ace, and no common ace either. The boy had all the noble tastes and qualities, love of beauty, soaring imagination, a brilliant endowment of good looks. This prince of pilots had a charmed life in every sense of the word. He's a thinker, a master of words, and a bit of a poet. George Bernard Shaw. The definitive account of aerial combat, full of passion and poetry. Max Arthur from The Independent. Thrilling immediacy, propelled by compassion and a lively youthful idealism. This memoir is a moving tribute to those who fought and died in the trenches of the Western Front, the Times. One of the great classics of the war and flying, Andrew Linkletter, The Daily Mail. Magical evocation of the lonely battle fought in the clouds, The Telegraph. And Time magazine said it gracefully captures the exhilaration of aerial combat. So, Sagittarius Rising by Cecil Lewis is right now at the top of my reading list, I think. Forget Saint Exupery, Lindbergh, or even Richard Hillary. Cecil Lewis got there before any of them. And in this magical memoir summed up by the terrible beauty of flying and fighting, the first air war waged in the skies above the Western Front. One of the classics of World War I literature, Sagittarius Rising brings to life the illustrious career of a passionate fighter pilot sent to France, aged just 17. Cecil Lewis quickly joined the brave, pioneering pilots who took to the skies over the smoking battlefields of the Somme. In this engaging and inspired account, Lewis vividly sets his love of the skies and flying against his bitter experience of war. Beautifully written and by turns horrifying, moving, and exhilarating, this is a stirring tribute to the remarkable young men who risked their lives daily in the golden age of aerial combat. Sounds like a winner to me. So, let's keep this one over here, and I'm going to grab another little drink of my coffee. I'm not going to advertise the coffee this morning. All right, let's move on. So as I was going through these, I'm running up on time. We're just going to do these. These were some of the other books that were there that I was very happy to pick up. Here's The History of Jewish Mysticism by Ernst Mueller. It has a lovely dedication to my friend and former dentist inside from Professor Sternberg in 1953. I love it. He was probably a young man back then, and I was a young man when I got into Jewish mysticism. I was in my early 20s and took an interest. So, mystical aspects of the Bible, Haggadah, allegory, and apocalypse, first traces of a mystical doctrine, the origin of the Kabbalah, Kabbalah in Europe, the Zohar, the Lurian, and the later Kabbalah, Hasidism, Kabbalistic tendencies outside Judaism, and the appendix bibliography and index of names. So this is another one that's actually at the top of my list. I will zip through this one here as well. That's one of the reasons why I started doing books, being someone who writes and reads as well to stay sharp. Here's Letters from Jerusalem, 47 to 48 by Zipporah Praff. And it is autographed. First edition, I would imagine. Letters from Jerusalem. Printed in Israel in 87. With all of the tension in that part of the world, I wonder if this person is still on the planet and alive and well. One can hope. Very nice. Here is The Ghost That Died at Sunda Strait by W.G. Winslow. Unclipped. Again, the unclipped reference is nothing more than the reference of the quarter not being clipped where the price normally is. Okay. There's the forward. Contents. Intro. Title page is right behind here, and this is a second printing, 1989. The Ghost That Died at Sunda Strait. And this is a Naval Institute Press, Annapolis, Maryland. There's the USS Houston, leaving San Diego, California, with President Franklin D. Roosevelt embarked to review U.S. fleet maneuvers, 1936, National Archives. I love it when you hear the hinge crack like that. The rise of the Fourth Reich, the secret societies that threatened to take over America. Jim Mars. It's another one I'm rather excited to read. Obviously, it's a stated first edition. And American aircraft of World War II. Unclipped as well. Lots of color photos. Lots and lots of color photos. Printed in Italy. First published 1982, so it is a first edition. There's the case bound and the paperback information. And the beautiful title page. Trying to keep these again in order, which is never an easy thing to do for some reason. Here's the Battle over the Reich. Alfred Price. I'll go through these later and check out printings and whatnot. Here is the Modern Combat Vehicles 1 Chieftain by George Forty. Which reminds me of that movie, The Fury, with another guy. It's a great movie. It really was. Number 1, Warships in Profile. Number 2, Warships in Profile. And number 3, Warships in Profile. Lastly, today, we have a Lloyd S. Jones, U.S. Navy Fighters, 1922 to 1980s. Lloyd S. Jones. And the artwork is beautiful. Once again. And it is unclipped. This is Aero Publishers in Fulbrook, California. That's really nice. I like it when they do designs like that. And 1977. And it appears to be a first edition, which it is. Very good. So we made it through the books, except for the final book on our list today, which is The Discovery of the Titanic by Dr. Robert D. Ballard, exploring the greatest of all lost ships, according to some. So there it is, unclipped once again. Printed in Italy. printed in Italy. First edition, 1987. It appears to be a first edition, third printing, approximately. And it is a lovely book. A very, very, very lovely book, actually. Lots of information. Lots and lots of information to be had here. And lots of beautiful photographs, as well as a centerfold that shows a complete photo of the wreckage. Very nice, very nice. There are also lots of these detailed maps of the interior from the original schematics, I believe what it said. So, and it follows the whole amazing story of how they rediscovered the Titanic back in 1987 is when the story came out. So probably 85 and before, they were probably working on it. And that's where we're going to end it for now, folks. So I want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll come back here in a little while, hopefully.